from New Zealand Stitch Bird. Today I'm wearing the Hansie top by Seamwork. Just a simple wee top. I think it's just 2 pieces, and I've just bound the neck and just folded under the little grown on sleeves. Doesn't take much fabric either. Today I'm going to talk to you about my new Co-ord set, which is a mesh of the lane pants and the tilly and the buttons Nell top with the peplum. So this has been a project that I've been wanting to do for ages, and I finally got it finished. I'll put all the pics up there and links to the patterns in the description below. So first of all, we'll start with the pants. I'd already made the lane pants a few weeks ago, just in a cheap crate, just to make sure they're going to fit, and they turned out great. So that was my go-to pattern for the pants. And I also put a pic of my previous inspiration pic that helped me sort of choose the patterns that I was going to use for this project. Anyway, getting to the top, I used the Nell top by Tilly and the Buttons. I was going to do the straight through version, and then I decided because the rim was nice and flowy, I would do the version with the peplum. I normally have made a size 6, but because I adjusted the straight version, which I did as a trial previously, I decided to size up. So I've actually done a size 7, and to be fair, the peplum part is very generous on me. So to fix that issue, I added some little ties just below the bust darts, just so that I could tie it at the back. So I did that. I made the tie fronts. However, I did it a little bit different to how they do it in the pattern. They actually just stitch them on, you just tie them down as sort of a faux bow effect, and then you've got press studs underneath. And I thought, well, I'm not sure that I really want that if I'm potentially going to wear it open. So what I did is I sewed the ties on the other side, and I think I sewed them straight across. Anyway, you'll see the pic up there. And then what I did is I put buttonholes down this side, and I thread the tie in through the buttonhole and then tie it up. And that actually works really, really well. So I did that. When I did the lane pants, because the pockets, the sort of side pockets, I just thought they'd be quite floppy, so I reinforced the pockets by adding a little thin strip of Violene to the back of the pocket bag, just to help with that. And so that's helped firming that up so they weren't all floppy looking, so I did that. I think that's pretty much all that I changed. So as I said, the Nell was in a size 7, the lane I did a size 18, and I think that size fits me really well. I used about 4 meters of fabric to do the 2 pieces, and that was the wider width. I think it's 145, 150 wide. So it did use quite a bit of fabric. So I was really happy. I think I'm going to get lots of wear out of this over the summer months. Being able to mix and match is going to be a big deal for me. I can wear a layer over the top, I can wear a layer underneath, lots of options. Maybe wear a different top altogether. So that's my new navy Co-ord set. While I was trialing around with the Nell, I had made a Nell last year in a linen, and I was a little bit disappointed with it because it was quite firm fitting, but I fixed it by just adjusting where I did the cut line, and I added a frill just to make it a bit longer. So I really wanted to make the Nell again just as a dress. So I'm just flicking back through to my pic on that, and I'll put pics of this up here as well. I did it in, it was a very lightweight fabric. I'm sort of kind of wondering whether it was perhaps a little bit too light a weight of fabric. It was actually another fabric I purchased from Spotlight. It was a lawn, and I made it really complicated for myself. I just love doing this. Anyway, I decided to do the peplum version, but then add an extra tier. So in total, I did the peplin, and then I added another tier and another tier. And basically each time I added a tier, I pretty much did about double the width of the previous measurement. So I think for the frill below the peplin, I pretty much, instead of just cutting out the normal amount, I doubled it. And then for the wee frill at the bottom, I did about half the width of the peplin pattern. And so I've ended up with a really gorgeous tiered, and it is actually really wide, but when you're wearing it, it's not, because it's in such a soft, floaty fabric. Now, what I did do on this, just to trial it out, is I decided to do exposed gathers on the tiers, and to finish the edges, I did the the rolled hem on my overlocker. So I did that around each of the long strips, and the very bottom frill I actually just hemmed up twice. I did I do the puffball sleeve or not on this one? Yeah, I think I did. And the reason I did is because the fabric is so drapey, it didn't look too puffball-ish, if you know what I mean, on me. And I just really like the neckline on it. It's just a gorgeous neckline. And because the dress seemed to be quite wide, again, I added those side ties just below the bust area, so I can cinch it in if I want to at the back. So I did that. I think overall it turned out quite well. Not really sure whether the fullness really suits my figure, but because I can pull it in with the ties, I think it works okay. It wasn't an expensive fabric, so I can just wear this as a casual dress. So I'll put some pics of me wearing that up there as well. So being very busy in the sewing room. So that's my Co-ord set and another Nell dress. I mentioned last week that I was cutting out the Rita dress, and I have nearly finished that, so I will get that underway and filmed for the next vlog that I do. Also, I've cut out a shorts Co-ord set using this gorgeous cream and sort of beigey linen. So I'm doing a jacket, like a blazer, and a short set. So I've got that all ready to go. So busy times here in the sewing room. So let me know what you think of my Co-ord set, if that's something that you would like to try. And until next time, thanks for watching. Enjoy your sewing week. Bye now.